Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the class of 2014, I am Dr. Tim Downs, and it is my pleasure to serve as Master of Ceremonies for today's undergraduate commencement convocation of the Colleges of Arts and Sciences and the College of Education. Please be seated. Today is a special day of achievement for our graduates and a time of rejoicing and celebration for the families and friends. It is also a day of great pride for the faculty and staff members who have assisted our students during their studies at Niagara. I would ask you at this point in time to please turn off all cell phones so as not to disrupt this important event. If you would like to follow along with the ceremony, you can turn to page 6 in your program. This weekend, Niagara University will confer degrees on more than 1,100 candidates. I sincerely hope that the baccalaureate degrees our students receive today will inspire a commitment of lifelong success, learning, and service to others. In our academic procession today, the mace was carried by Dr. Wendy Dignan, Associate Professor of Mathematics in the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Dignan is retiring from Niagara University at the end of this academic year. We thank Dr. Dignan for her distinguished service. The mace is the symbol of the security of the university president, the corporate faculty, and students, and is used only when they are solemnly convoked to deliberate as a university. We would like to thank Brian Eckenrode, a former adjunct professor in our Theater and Fine Arts Department, for adding to the spirit of our ceremony with a special touch that only bagpipes can provide. And now for the national anthems. O Canada will be performed by Amy Mings, and the Star Spangled Banner will be performed by Robert Hall. Robert has fans. Okay. Both Amy and Robert are theater studies students who are graduating this afternoon. They will be accompanied by Donald Trimpton, former musical director for the Niagara University Theater. The lyrics are printed on the inside cover of your program. We ask that everyone please rise and the gentlemen remove their hats as a sign of respect. Please remain standing as the color guard leaves and for the invocation that will follow, which will be given by the Reverend Joseph G. Hubbard, CM, Associate Professor of Religious Studies and a 1973 graduate of Niagara University.
The dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, we have gathered to mark a special moment in time for Niagara University. In this, the commencement of students of the class of 2014 who have completed their studies in the College of Education and the College of Arts and Sciences. This is a pivotal event for each graduate in the journey of his or her life. Our hearts are filled with gratitude and joy for each of them as they have realized so many dreams in years that have passed too quickly. Yet they are setting forth once again, and to an extent there can be feelings of concern as the future steps of their journey in life will be filled with many challenges. Nevertheless, we find hope, peace, and the spirit of your love for the prayers we wish to offer today in the book of Tobit, as he tells of a father and mother bidding farewell to their child. And we read, Tobit called his son and said to him, "My son, prepare whatever you need for the journey and set out with your kinsmen. May God in heaven protect you on the way and bring you back to me safe and sound. And may his angel accompany you for safety." As this passage continues, we are told that the son, Tobiah, kissed his parents, and understandably, his mother started to grieve. But Tobit reassured her, and you, our God, reassure us. Do not worry about them, for our good angel will go with them, their journey will be successful, and they will be unharmed. O loving God, these graduates, our sons and daughters, are indeed first and foremost your children. In faith, we pray that you continue to accompany them on their journey. Be an ongoing light of wisdom, protection, and love as they discern the directions they will take. Be the voice of reassurance when there is doubt. Be the voice of consolation when there is pain. Be the voice of exultation in their joy. Be the source of goodness and guide them in Niagara's Vincentian spirit in being a source of your goodness, kindness, and comfort for the poor and the afflicted. We offer this prayer in the belief that in the end, as they persevere in walking with you, their journey will be successful and they will be unharmed. For you have assured us that those who live and love with faith in you will have a share of the fullness of the glory that is yours, our one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, forever and ever. Amen. I would just want to take an extra second, and I'm going to get in trouble with Brother Martin and with Father Marr, but I hope they'll forgive me. In a little while, you're going to be instructed, the graduates, to move the tassel on your hat from the right to the left. And I just want to say, as you go on your path of life, whatever directions you take, whether it's to the left, to the left, to the left, or to the right, to the right, to the right, contrary to what anyone else may say, to all of us, the administration, the faculty, the staff of Niagara University, you are irreplaceable. God bless you all.
Thank you, Amy, Robert, and Father Hubbard. We have many things to be thankful for this community known as Niagara University. As Chief Academic Officer, I would like to thank our faculty and staff because they are the essence of what makes Niagara University a wonderful institution of higher learning, and we're always thankful for that. Thank you. Eight years ago, Niagara celebrated its 150th anniversary. To commemorate this event, Roland Martin was commissioned to write an original musical number to help celebrate this special time in the university's history. It is called The Hymn of a Grateful Heart, based on Psalm 138. Today it will be performed by Kristen Gregory, a theater faculty voice teacher. She will be accompanied by her husband, Brian Eckenrode, and Don Shrimpton, former musical director of the theater department.
I will give thanks to you, Lord, with all my heart. In the presence of the angels, I will sing your praise. I will worship at your holy temple and give thanks to your name because of your kindness and your truth. For you have made great above all things your name and your promise. When I called you
Thank you, Kristen, Brian, and Don. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Cody Martin and Karen Gambino, our American Sign Language interpreters. Ladies and gentlemen, it is customary during convocations such as this one to honor individuals whose achievements clearly set them apart from others. We do so today through the conferral of an honorary degree. The conferral of an honorary degree is a symbol of the university's respect and affection. It is a privilege conferred by the Board of Trustees after careful consideration of each candidate. Today's honorary degree will be presented by Father James J. Marr, CM, President of Niagara University. Assisting him will be Brother Martin Schneider, CM, Coordinator of Commencement Activities. Our recipient today is Andrea Elliott. Dr. John Stranges, University Professor, will read the citation. Dr. Stranges.
An essential distinguishing quality of Niagara University has always been its unremitting commitment to serve the poor and oppressed. We have carried out this task in part by identifying the difficulties of the underserved, bringing to light the tensions and injustice that exist in the local community and around the world. We are pleased to know that we have a formidable partner in this endeavor in Andrea Elliott. An investigative reporter for the New York Times, Ms. Elliott's stories have brought to public attention the plight of Muslims in post-9/11 America. She won the 2007 Pulitzer Prize for feature writing in a series of articles on the little-known world of American Islam. Combining human anecdotes with careful analysis, Ms. Elliott explored the searing tensions within the Muslim community as it attempts to reconcile the strictures of Islam with the openness of American society. In fact, Ms. Elliott created her own beat for the Times and has since reported extensively on the subject, producing a series on Muslims in the United States military, as well as in-depth stories on the black immigrant divide, the radicalizing of Somalis in Minneapolis, and the rise of the anti-Sharia movement. Her cover stories for the New York Times Magazine include investigative profiles of a young jihadist from Alabama, a preacher trained at Yale, and a report on a town in Morocco where, in her words, boys grow up to be jihadis. After years of reporting on American Islam, Ms. Elliott turned to a new subject, the human effects of the Great Recession, particularly on what she calls the vast and invisible tribe of children living in decrepit city-run shelters for the homeless in New York City. What followed was a moving and exhaustively researched 5-part series for the Times entitled The Invisible Child that chronicled the life of an 11-year-old homeless girl. 15 months in the making and published in 2013, the series was the largest investigative project undertaken by the Times in recent years. That coverage earned Ms. Elliott the George Polk Award for local reporting and the Scripps Howard Award for human interest reporting. And it also prompted New York City to remove more than 400 children from the shelters. The New York Times itself responded by establishing the Indivisible Child Trust to assist children in the shelter. A native of Washington, D.C., Andrea Elliott received a bachelor's degree in comparative literature from Occidental College in California in 1966, and a master's degree from the Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism, ranking first in her class and winning a Pulitzer Traveling Fellowship. From 2000 to 2003, she was a reporter at the Miami Herald, where she covered crime, natural disasters, immigration, Latin American politics, and the recount of the 2000 presidential election. Ms. Elliott's writing has won honors from the Overseas Press Club, the American Society of Newspaper Editors, the Society of Professional Journalists, and the New York Press Club. Her work has been featured in the collections Best Newspaper Reporting and Islam for Journalists, a primer uncovering Muslim American communities in America. In recognition of her distinguished achievements and her commitment to exposing social injustice, Niagara University is pleased to bestow honoris causa the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters on Andrea Elliott.
It is now my great pleasure to call on Dr. Elliott, who will deliver our commencement address.
It is a tremendous honor to be here speaking to you on this pivotal day in your lives. Today is the day when you trade one kind of learning for another, and you thought you were done. No, you are not graduating so much as passing into the ultimate course of study, the one that determines who you will be in this world. And that is no small question. Who will you be? I know I didn't have the answer when I graduated from college 18 years ago. After all, I was plunging into the ice-cold waters of adulthood. But in just that act alone is the beginning of an answer. How privileged you are to be taking the plunge from this Vincentian oasis, where you have been taught the importance of serving others. There is no more fulfilling way to live. What can I add to that message? Like anyone, I am still learning, but I thought I would share a few of the lessons I have picked up along the way. Think of this not as a speech, so much as a list of things that I would tell my younger self. Number 1, stay awake. We all know that you've learned in these recent years how to fall asleep in noisy dorm rooms, in the library, maybe even in class. But one of the great gifts of your youth is that you still register the world around you. You cannot help but take notice of beauty, of horror. You are wide awake. And then life intervenes. Things grow familiar, or maybe things get hard, and you begin to take refuge in the daily routines and provincial comforts that you once may have mocked at the expense of your poor parents. And before you know it, you have been lulled to sleep. And that's how injustice carries on. It thrives on our collective slumber. You are lucky to have spent these years surrounded by people who care about making the world a better place. But that is not the ethos you will most often find outside these walls. So if you want to continue to care, then rouse yourself. When things start to get too comfortable or feel too easy, look around. Bear witness to the suffering that defines most of humanity. It is all too easy to stop seeing it. In my work as a journalist, I'm always looking for stories. That's my task, to try to see into people's lives. But I also have to constantly remind myself to look harder, to see the things that are right in front of me, hiding in plain sight. Number 2, act on what you see. Act, even if the gesture seems small. Don't assume that the task of bettering the world falls to others because you have kids to feed or a business to run. If you become a boss, you can make a difference in people's lives just by the way you treat those who work for you. You can decide to buck the trend that still has female workers earning 77 cents for every dollar that a man earns. Or maybe you will become a teacher, faced with a student from a broken home who is nothing but trouble. And in that troubled child, you will push yourself to see not a burden, but a gift, a life that is yours to save. We all have a hand in the way our world is lived. Number 3, learn to listen. We live in a culture that rewards talking. It is easy to blame Twitter and Facebook as if technology birthed this narcissistic echo chamber. But our need for attention is at the heart of the human condition. It's easier to talk than to listen, which is why the best talkers tend to reign among us. When you're young, you're more likely to be taken in by those people, by the noisemakers. But as you get older, what you see is that the most substantive and worthy people, some of the most riveting folks, tend to listen more than talk. The world is their classroom. Every conversation offers the possibility of a new lesson, a spiritual embrace, a laugh, a life-altering revelation. For to listen is to learn. To listen is to step away from yourself, to liberate yourself from yourself. And that is the ultimate freedom. Number 4, greet failure with gratitude. The older I get, the more confounded I am that success is celebrated and failure is shunned. If anything, it should be the opposite. Babies know this. Have you ever watched a 1-year-old learning to walk? He wobbles, stumbles, falls to the ground, then he gets right back up and goes at it again and again and again. My husband Tim and I watched it with both of our daughters, Ava and Clara. Can you imagine a world where babies gave up after the first try? And yet, by the time we grow up, we have all too often become terrified of stumbling. We live in an age obsessed with perfection. And the irony is that anything close to perfection, whether it be a poem, a skyscraper, a mathematical theory, is the product of thousands of stumbles. Mistakes show us the way forward. We cannot succeed without them. Success, on the other hand, can bring a dangerously false sense of comfort. Think of Willie Loman, the tragic figure at the center of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. He orders his life around the pursuit of a success that time and again eludes him. And ultimately, he decides that his greatest act will be to take his own life so that his son, whose admiration Loman is desperate to have, can finally see the man's greatness in the hundreds of people who will come to his funeral to pay their respects. That boy will be thunderstruck, he says, because he never realized I am known. And here's the thing. In the final act, after Loman dies, almost nobody comes to his funeral. And yet, that is not what his son notices. What he sees is that his father, quote, never knew who he was. For it is far more important, my friends, to know your heart, to know the world, to know than to be known. Number 5, don't buy green bananas. Bear with me here. Back when I was your age, the wisest person I knew was my grandmother, Evelyn Elliott, a native and lifelong resident of Buffalo. She was then in her late 80s. I had grown up coming to Buffalo for Thanksgiving and Christmas and the occasional fish fry, and I reveled in the matriarchal force of this woman. She had lived through 2 world wars, one in which my grandfather, Charlie, served. She had survived the Great Depression. She was tough and wry and not one for self-pity, but her greatest strength, even then, was her extraordinary determination to live in the present. Because, she said, who knows what tomorrow will bring? All we can count on is today. Hence her motto, don't buy green bananas. That approach has served her well, for my grandmother is now 107 years old, and she is here with us today, sitting here in the front row. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you for reminding me to live in the moment. I salute you. And finally, live your own life. You are the only architect of your life. If you design that life around somebody else's expectations or desires or fears, even ones you have inherited from people you love and admire, you will not be truly living. You will know it in your gut. What a mystical thing, the gut. Listen to it. Rise to the occasion. Live the life you were intended to live. You may be searching for a while, but the search, stumbles and all, will only make you stronger and wiser. Live boldly, live fully. God bless you all.
Thank you very much for your wonderful remarks, Dr. Elliott. You've captured the essence of Niagara, and we're proud to say that you're one of ours now. At this time, I ask all degree candidates to please stand. Reverend President, I have the honor to present to you from the Colleges of Arts and Sciences and Education candidates who have fulfilled every requirement for the respective degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, with the approval of the Board of Trustees of Niagara University, I hereby confer the appropriate baccalaureate degrees to these candidates and bestow on them all rights and privileges therein. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please secure your hoods and move the tassels on your hat from the right side to the left side as instructed earlier. Congratulations to the Niagara University class of 2014. You are now graduates. I am now pleased to call on Dr. Deborah Colley, Dean of the College of Education, to begin the conferral of degrees from the College of Education. Dr. Colley is assisted by Dr. Michelle Seminelli. Dr. Colley.
Thank you, Dr. Downs. Reverend President Father James Marr, on behalf of the outstanding faculty in education, it is my distinct honor to present to you the 76th graduating class of the College of Education, the class of 2014. Will the candidates for degrees in education please approach the stage? Receiving the Bachelor of Arts degree, Christy Lynn Alexander. Brittany Autumn Austin, cum laude. Nicholas Lee Birdzik. Maria Angeline Burgi. Jessica Marie Bielkowski, summa cum laude. William Robert Brown, cum laude. Kimberly Ann Bryson, cum laude. Demi Anita Bumbaco. Megan Ann Burkett, magna cum laude. Courtney May Caputo. Courtney's diploma is being presented by her mother, Wendy Caputo, accountant at Niagara University. Hannah M. Carpenter, summa cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Cerrone. Janelle Christy Chapman. Elizabeth Marie Chavetta, magna cum laude. Catherine Cheryl Cabello, magna cum laude. Laura Elizabeth Colliger. Alana Marie Crosley, cum laude. Samantha Melissa Darby, magna cum laude. Emily Nicole Drum, summa cum laude. Carly Christine Dunlop, summa cum laude, University Honors. Maria Catherine Idell, magna cum laude. Lindsay Caitlin Erickson, magna cum laude. Amanda Melissa Foltz, cum laude. Catherine Ann Gibbons, magna cum laude. Caitlin Marie Gibson, magna cum laude. Joshua Kenneth Grant, summa cum laude. Cassandra Lynn Grise, magna cum laude, University Honors. Nicole Marie Hagedorn, summa cum laude. Casey L. Harrison. Colleen Ann Harrison. Sundus Hashmet. Christine Nicole Hempel, summa cum laude. Eileen Marie Hinton, summa cum laude. Lisa Marie Hoyt, summa cum laude. Victoria Marie Hulls, magna cum laude, University Honors. Taylor A. Hyatt. Kayla Elizabeth Jane. Elizabeth Ann Jankowiak, summa cum laude, recipient of the Vincentian Service Award. Ryan Victoria Jenkins. Daniel Gibson King, magna cum laude. Emily Alexis Kozlowski, cum laude. Joel Alexander Klock, magna cum laude. Marissa Catherine Kwasniak, cum laude. Tiffany Rain Kwiatkowski, magna cum laude. Jolene L. Lambert, summa cum laude, University Honors, recipient of the College of Education Senior Award for Excellence in Teacher Preparation. Hannah Ruth Levy, summa cum laude, University Honors. Angela Renee Loveland, magna cum laude. Megan Lynn Lukasiewicz. Kara Ann Mancini, magna cum laude. Elena Manus. Addison Renee Marino, summa cum laude. Jessica Ann Martin, summa cum laude. John Bryant Martinez, cum laude, Vincentian Service Award. Marissa C. McCarthy, summa cum laude, University Honors, recipient of the Monsignor Dugan Award for Outstanding Scholarship and Participation in Student Life by a Senior Woman. Caitlin Janine McGillicuddy. Marissa Jo Michael, cum laude. Carrie Marie Moley, magna cum laude. Hannah Moniz. Kelly Nicole Muzak, magna cum laude. David A. Nash, magna cum laude, University Honors. Andrea Carol Ann Nicolia, summa cum laude. Valeria Nikolaeva, magna cum laude. Michaela Marie Olden, cum laude. Katie Elizabeth Piat. Carlos Morris Pope, Jr. Alyssa Christine Parino, summa cum laude. Ashley Marie Prentice, cum laude. Michelle Lynn Quackenbush, magna cum laude. Allison Marie Radley, summa cum laude, University Honors. Brianna Lynn Rice with distinction. Shayna Ray Samples. Clayton Cameron Schmidt, summa cum laude. Tricia Lee Shunk. Matthew Thomas Sofert. Sarah Elizabeth Shields. Dr. Nancy McGlenn, Dean Emeritus of the College of Arts and Sciences, will present Sarah's diploma in memory of her mother, Kathy, a longtime employee of Niagara University. Nicole Teresa Simmet, cum laude. Holly Marie Slobodzian, cum laude. Carrie Ann Smith. Colin Andrew Smith, magna cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Sorensen, magna cum laude. Rebecca Stahl. Melinda Suzanne Stetcher, summa cum laude. Megan Christine Stillwell, summa cum laude. Sarah Grace Stokam, cum laude. Jerry Strunk, summa cum laude. Corey Peter Benjamin Swatling. Krista Nicole Thompson, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Valent, cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Wager, magna cum laude, University Honors. Maria Grace Walter, summa cum laude. Nicole Mariana Whitman. Erin Colleen Willard. Christy Lee Wolf. Elizabeth A. Yarusi, magna cum laude. Robert Henry Arajo. Kristen Colleen Fleming, summa cum laude. Tara Marie Hook, summa cum laude. Alexis Jean Targus, magna cum laude, University Honors. Rebecca Claire Uhas, member of the first graduating class of Vincentian Scholars. Father Marr, this concludes the passionate and dedicated graduating class of 2014. Our newest highly qualified teachers, those who will seek out the gifts of all children and all adolescents. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Dean Colley and Dr. Simonelli. Now I'm pleased to call on Dr. Henrik Borgstrom, Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Borgstrom is assisted today by Dr. Sharon Watkinson. Dr. Borgstrom.
Thank you, Dr. Downs. Reverend President Marr, on behalf of the faculty of the 18 academic departments that comprise the liberal arts core of Niagara University, it is with great pride that I present the 2014 graduating class from the College of Arts and Sciences. Degree candidates, please approach the stage. Receiving the Bachelor of Arts, Tracy J. Ackward. Christopher Joseph Amato. Joelle Andrea Battaglia. Felicia Tawana Beckles, cum laude, University Honors. Mariana Catherine Beagle, cum laude. Sadia Bibi. Cole M. Balecki, magna cum laude. Ashlyn Marie Bonicheski. Christopher M. Bosley, magna cum laude. James Michael Bova Jr., University Honors. Kathleen Malin Brown. Alexis Ann Butsky. Ashley Anna Biskowski, summa cum laude, departmental honors. Kayla Diane Carrasquillo, cum laude, departmental honors. Carrie Lynn Conway. Erica Lynn Crane. Michael Anthony Christ. Mark Richard Davies, summa cum laude. Anthony Philip Del Monte, magna cum laude. Vincent E. Donner, magna cum laude, University Honors. Nicole Marie Dunkelberger, summa cum laude. Melvin Charles Deister, cum laude. Todd E. Edwards. James William Edwards III. Claire Elizabeth Elling, summa cum laude, University Honors. John A. Fraser MacArthur, with distinction. Amy Lynn Fratello, summa cum laude. Edward Joseph Franzak. Caitlin M. Goss, summa cum laude, departmental honors. Timothy James Gray. Jessica Lynn Haight. Rebecca Annette Hamilton, cum laude. Anita Lynn Hartunian, cum laude. Taryn S. Hewitt, magna cum laude. Amanda R. Hurst. Shimon D. Jackson. Dakota Fedorov Alexander James. Alyssa R. Jewell. Marvin Jordan Jr. Aaron Christopher Kaiser. Matthew Edward Klass. William Leo Kodeski. Alyssa Marie Krakenberger. Amanda Luann Kropp, summa cum laude. Carly Rose Lapp, departmental honors. Corey Ann Lawler. Bethany Rose Leggett, magna cum laude, university honors. Dallin Grant Lewis. Connor J. Madden. Teresa Regina Mazzello. Paige Marie Matecki, magna cum laude. Joanne Isabel McKeon, summa cum laude, university honors recipient of the Per Blake Award for Philosophy. Amanda Ray Medol, magna cum laude, university honors. Leanne Elizabeth Morgan. Taylor Josephine Montalaro. Matthew C. Nadler, magna cum laude, departmental honors. Allison Catherine Napier, magna cum laude. Brittany Christine Nichols, with distinction. Alexandra Lynn Novak. Samantha M. Ojeda. Victoria Ann Pascuzzi, magna cum laude, university honors. Andrea Paul, summa cum laude. Chelsea Pelson. Andrew Graham Pendergrast. Brittany Ann Pompey. Daniel Raymond Ponton. Brittany Nicole Provo. Angela Lynn Pizzella, cum laude. Danielle C. Rains, cum laude. Nathaniel James Rizilla, summa cum laude, University Honors recipient of the Likely Award for Excellence in Theology. Jillian Z. Rose. Jessica M. Rowan, cum laude. Aaron M. Schultz, cum laude. Alexander Jacob Shuda, magna cum laude, departmental honors. Susanna Sobat. Nicholas David Sully, cum laude. Andrew John Spaker, cum laude. Charles Alexander Streb. Samantha N. Stuhler. Sarah R. Tassini, magna cum laude. Shannon Ray Toole. Megan C. Townsend. Megan's diploma is being presented by her mother, Lori Townsend, adjunct professor of business. Jesse James Van Coonet, summa cum laude. Xavier R. Walker, Jr., cum laude. Daniel E. Worth, Jr. John Scott Wilbur Yanity. Receiving the Bachelor of Science, Omar J. Abielmona. Deborah Bukunmi Adejoro, with distinction. Alexandria Jacqueline Agnello, magna cum laude. Alexandria's diploma is being presented by her mother, Jacqueline Agnello, Assistant Controller for Budgeting. Joseph Thomas Alcaro. Melissa Lee Ansell, magna cum laude. Daniel Alec Bachner. James L. Baker. Kathleen Marie Bartek. Maria Michelle Batista. Christian L. Bocage, summa cum laude. Caitlin Marie Benedict. Michael Francis Benedict, magna cum laude. Eric David Bolt, magna cum laude, university honors. Kyle Joseph Bond, magna cum laude. Erica Michelle Bowe, cum laude. Johanna Boyd, with distinction. Alex Gregory Brinker. Deanna Marie Brown. Kit Quinlan Burdick, summa cum laude. Dominic Philip Bosco. Mary L. Byer. Michael William Ross Kane, recipient of the Father Dana Duggan Award for Scholastic Excellence and Outstanding Leadership from a senior in the Niagara Falls area. Lauren E. Caruso, cum laude. Brianna Jo Kadipovic. Caleb C. Chin. Justin Merton Clark, cum laude. Andrew Richard Coder. Dawn Marie Coleman. Jessica Marie Constancio, with distinction. Rebecca Cordero Henry, with distinction. Jennifer L. Cox, with distinction. Alexis Elizabeth Crisali. Tasha Marlene Daly. Anthony Louis Darpino. Alexandra Jane Davis, summa cum laude. Kyle D. Dawes, summa cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth DeBerg Thomas, cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth DeChico, magna cum laude. Stephen Thomas Dempsey, magna cum laude. Amanda L. Dillon, cum laude. Brianna Christina Dorsey. Vanessa Mary Dunn, magna cum laude, university honors. Jamie Lynn Eberly. Brian Jean Eldridge, cum laude. Anthony William Elmore. Emily Ann Englert, cum laude. Emily's diploma is being presented by her mother, Elizabeth Englert, Student Outreach Coordinator in the College of Arts and Sciences. Tony Buzz Evans. Linnea Z. Felton, summa cum laude, University Honors. Cameron J. Fitch, summa cum laude, University Honors. Cassandra Antoinette Foley, magna cum laude. Erica D. Ford McDonald. Miranda Elizabeth Fritz, summa cum laude. Ethan Joshua Frolich, summa cum laude. Nicholas Raymond Garcia, magna cum laude. Nicholas F. Gowron, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Goronsky, cum laude. Eric Edward Gister. Julie Elizabeth Goodliff, summa cum laude, University Honors. Danielle Lindsay Graham, cum laude, Vincentian Service Award. Courtney Lynn Greer, with distinction. Tyler Daniel Garashi. Taylor C. Hake. Ashley Ann Marie Harrington, cum laude. Laura K. Harder, magna cum laude. Michelle Leanne Heemskirk. Caitlin E. Hickey, cum laude. Amy M. Highway, with distinction. Jacob Ryan Hildebrand. Brian Kendall Hill, magna cum laude. Lori Ann Hinka, with distinction. Louise I. Hines, with distinction. Carl Ray Hinterberger, cum laude. Alyssa Ray Hollingshead, cum laude, departmental honors. Matthew Gordon William Hooper, magna cum laude. Alexandra Catherine House, cum laude, University Honors. Paige Jillian Houston, summa cum laude, University Honors. Stacy Lynn Immel, with distinction. Chanel K. Johnson. Alyssa Ann Jones. Terrence M. Jones. Lauren Rose Capus, Departmental Honors. Lauren's diploma is being presented by her mother, Lori Zimpher, Supervisor of Contracted Services in Facility Services. Manvir Kaur, with distinction. Danielle Marie Kennedy, summa cum laude, University Honors. Kelly J. Kennelly, with distinction. Mathieu Lacasse, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors. Matthew David Lagamba. Kaylee N. Lamika, cum laude. Nicholas R. Landsman. Lori Ann Laugeman, with distinction. Samuel R. Liebold. John R. Leon. Julie M. Len, with distinction. Kayla Marie Macano, magna cum laude. Paul Anthony Majors. Paul's diploma is being presented by his mother, Ann Majors, Office Coordinator in the College of Arts and Sciences. Vincenzo Magro. Katie Lee Malmstrom, summa cum laude. Nicholas A. Manobianco. Hillary Louise Marshall, magna cum laude. Nicole Deanne McAleer. Kyle Patrick McGovern, magna cum laude. Alyssa Ray Menard. Kyle Jeffrey Myers, summa cum laude. Olivia Marie Michaels, with distinction. Justine D. Mistretta. Edmund Christopher Maloney, magna cum laude. Nicolaus Simos Moraros, with distinction. Christopher Ryan Mornelli, magna cum laude. Lorna C. Merrick. Andrew M. Marzigut. Genevieve Kathleen Nablo, with distinction. Brenda L. Nebelecki with distinction. Matthew Nelson Negron. Catherine J. Newhouse. Nathan D. Nowak. Kyle P. Nugent, magna cum laude. Amanda Nicole Oldaker, cum laude. William Victor Olszewski, summa cum laude. Tyler James O'Neill. Glenn R. Papp, Jr., cum laude. Kelly J. Pear, summa cum laude. Daniel P. Penque. Kayla S. Picano. Brenna E. Pearson, summa cum laude. Rebecca Michelle Klugers, cum laude. Vincent M. Prezioso, magna cum laude. Raymond M. Priester. Nicole Ann Pusateri, magna cum laude, university honors. Andrew Richard Coranto. Lauren C. Quinn. Corin E. Raybold. Stephanie Jean Rahal. Thomas Philip Ray, magna cum laude. Chelsea Lynn Recor, summa cum laude, university honors. Samuel John Earl Reedy, cum laude. Gina Marie Reitano, cum laude. Sibone Renteria. Roxanne Victoria Roberts. Michael A. Rodriguez Chevalier. Angela Marie Romano, magna cum laude. Michael R. Romeo, magna cum laude, departmental honors. Brittany N. Rose. Hanan Samuel. Stephanie Marie Schmidt, magna cum laude. Teresa Catherine Schmidt, summa cum laude, member of the first graduating class of Ascension Scholars. Joseph B. Schwarzkopf, cum laude. Alexandra Elizabeth Shorey. Taylor Ann Scully. Shannon Ray Seeger with distinction. Brittany T. Seawright. Ryan Patrick Sheehan. Samantha Jean Shia. Michelle Sivkorovsky. Juliana M. Slejeski. Alyssa E. Spina Mills. Ryan John Spitzer. Stephanie L. Stenner. Jenny L. Stevens Moulton with distinction. Matthew Scott Stevens, magna cum laude. Brianna Nicole Sullivan. David C. Swanton, summa cum laude. Jeffrey David Swick, magna cum laude. Remsha Tariq, cum laude, departmental honors. Christina M. Texera, with distinction. Joseph E. Thomas. Rochelle Patricia Thomas. Nicholas A. Tolmino. Dennis Gaetano Virtuoso Jr., magna cum laude. Kathleen Walsh, with distinction. Mitchell Matthew Wheely, summa cum laude. Haley M. Wilmot. Haley's diploma is being presented by her father, Ward Wilmot, Campus Safety Officer. Allison Vera Wilson. Michelle Nicole Worth. Trisha Jean Witter, with distinction. Megan Ray Wisner, magna cum laude. Belinda A. Young. Bethany Marie Zakshevsky, cum laude, departmental honors. Receiving the Bachelor of Fine Arts, Kelsey Marie Anderson. Time for the earplugs. Alexei Andrew Karstensen. Fabio H. Del Carlo. Ashley Marie DeMar, magna cum laude, departmental honors. Kathleen Rose Deneke. Alex Anthony Garcia. Oh, sorry. Robert Timothy Hall, magna cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Hillenbrand. Kendall Ann Litwiller, summa cum laude, university honors. Ryan L. Masline. Nathan Andrew Miller. Amy Mings, cum laude. Glenna May Rankin. Christina Elizabeth Sicola. Michael David Atticus Sheridan, summa cum laude. Daniel J. Ertz, magna cum laude. Stephanie Margaret Valier. Richard C. Vogt. Stephanie M. Watty, cum laude. Nicole Marie Weintraub, cum laude. Sage A. Woods. Father Marr, esteemed guests, this concludes the presentation of the 2014 graduating class. I may note, the largest ever graduating class from the College of Arts and Sciences. Graduates, go there and make an impact.
Congratulations, graduates of the class of 2014. Know that we're all very proud of you. At this time, I'd like to ask Lieutenant Colonel Paul Dansereau, Chair of the Military Science Department, to present our ROTC candidates with their commissions as second lieutenants in the United States Army. Colonel.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to introduce to you the Niagara University Reserve Officer Training Corps commissioning class of 2014. In a moment, they'll be administered the oath of commissioning. Once completed, they will no longer be cadets. Instead, they'll become members of the United States Army who are responsible for the health, welfare, and training of our nation's sons and daughters during a time of continual conflict and uncertainty. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Christian Bocage.
I, Kit Burdick. I, Caleb Chin.
I, Erica Crane.
I, Tony Evans.
I, Ethan Froelich.
I, Hillary Marshall.
I, Edmund Maloney.
I, William Olszewski.
I, Tyler O'Neill.
I, Andrew Spaker.
I, Charles Streb.
I, Mitchell Willie.
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Thank you, Colonel Dansereau, and all members of the Niagara University ROTC cadre for the excellent job you have done in the formation of the second lieutenants graduating from Niagara University this year. It is customary at this time for student leaders to offer their expression of gratitude to peers, parents, faculty, and administrators. I'm now pleased to call on Marissa McCarthy, president of the senior class, for her remarks. Marissa.
On behalf of the class of 2014, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the families, friends, honorees, faculty, staff, and administration that are here with us today. It has been an overwhelming few days, and I would like to thank all of those who have put endless amounts of time and effort into making all of this possible. You have not only been there to help us through every step of the way, but you are here now to support us as we end this journey that we have all come to love. Without your commitment, dedication, and patience, especially your patience, we would not be sitting here today. A very special thank you to Father Marr, Dr. Bonnie Rose, Dr. Tim Downs, Brother Martin Schneider, Dr. Kevin Hearn, Dean Carrie McLaughlin, and the Office of Campus Activities staff of Maddie Ortiz, Bill Newton, and Mary Maytash. We especially would like to thank our advisor, Rhonda Shaya, AKA our mom, because she has always been there for us and has truly impacted each and every one of our lives. So thank you. Today, we are also very fortunate to welcome Pulitzer Prize winner Andrea Elliott to speak, and we thank you for taking the time to join us as our class joins in this momentous occasion. Next, I would like to thank all of those that have been involved in student government over the past 4 years. Thank you to my fellow delegation members who have all made this experience at Niagara University worthwhile. They have all contributed their talents to be student advocates and leaders through the planning of events and activities these past few years, especially during this last week, pulling it all together. I send a sincere thank you to your senior delegates, Casey Grice, Kayla Jane, Josh Oram, Jamie Demuth, Vanessa Dunn, Hillary Marshall, AJ Spaker, and Chaz Streb. And now to the graduates of the class of 2014, please take a moment, if you have not already, to locate and make eye contact with the family and friends that have joined us here today. I know that they're here because we have no tickets available, so find them quickly, please. Once you've found them, please show them your appreciation for their love, support, and their guidance, because without them, we would not be here today. They have been there for us as we succeeded, and they have been there through the struggle, so they do deserve the sincerest of gratitude in return. I would also like to personally thank God for his love and grace, because he has never left our sides, even though sometimes we left his. I am sure that all of you at some point during this week have asked yourselves, where has the time gone? I also think, though, that if you're asking yourselves this question, you've done something right. It seems like yesterday we were meeting our classmates at orientation right in these very seats. Think about who you were then and who you are now. Yes, we've all made mistakes along the way, and we have all met trials, but we made it through. As you look back on those hard times, realize that even though they seemed far worse then, now they almost all seem like small things. Use this to help you through those future hard times, because even though we will all face adversity, know that you will make it through. You can't just give up, and you can't lose sight of who you are and what you stand for. As we enter into the new chapter ahead, remember where you come from. Niagara is not just our school. It has shaped a part of who we are. The memories and the friendships that we have formed will always be with us. So this is not goodbye. This is until I see you again. Whether you're continuing school, serving our country, taking that job, or traveling the world, you will always have a home at Niagara University. Graduation is a time for us to stop and celebrate, but it is also a start to an amazing life ahead. We are remarkably small in this world, so think big and strive to make a difference. As Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Even though this wonderful portion of our lives is coming to an end, this life is all about finding who you are, and that journey will never end. So be bold, be strong, and be happy. And class of 2014, may the odds be ever in your favor. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Marissa. Well done. At this time in the program, we have two announcements. First, the Niagara Medal is awarded to only one graduating senior, and the voting is done by the members of the graduating class. The winner of the 2014 Niagara Medal is newly commissioned Lieutenant Kit Burdick. Second announcement, we would like to announce the Senior Medal. This medal is awarded to the student with the highest grade point average of all graduating seniors. This year's recipient is Kimberly Saravona, who received her Bachelor's of Science in Marketing degree at this morning's ceremony. At this time in the program, I would like to invite Mr. Jeffrey O'Dan, a member of the Niagara University class of 1974 and president of the Niagara Alumni Association, to come forward and address the newest members of the Niagara University alumni. Mr. Dan.
Good afternoon, everyone, and those of you viewing from the air conditioning at the Castellani Museum. I want to apologize for this surprise. just when you thought that you were at the end, and this guy comes out, and he's not even on the agenda. And oh my God, he's got paper. I promise my remarks will be brief and from the heart. Thank you, Dr. Downs, for that introduction and allowing me to be here today with you, our honoree, our distinguished deans and faculty, and family and friends for this special moment. As president of the Niagara University Alumni Association, it is my privilege today to extend our congratulations to you, the class of 2014, for your achievement and welcome you to the Niagara University alumni family. Today, you join the ranks of over 32,000 alumni and automatically become a lifetime member of the Niagara University Alumni Association. And while you were a student here for a relatively short time, you are a Niagara alum for the rest of your life, and we proudly welcome you to our fellowship. And trust me, as the saying goes, the time will fly. Today, my wife, Maureen, and I celebrate our 40th year as NU alums. And we look forward to sharing our 5th and 10th year anniversaries, alumni anniversaries, with you, the class of 2014. Allow me a few minutes to share with you a life's journey since we sat in your seats over 40 years ago. When we were 20, we started careers, got married, and started a family. In our 30s, we raised a young family while juggling careers and sometimes putting them on hold, and making sacrifices like staying home on Saturday nights, watching lousy TV shows like Love Boat and Fantasy Island. No on-demand, no Netflix in that time. In our 40s, our careers were put on automatic pilot while we navigated the dreaded 8-year time warp that all parents experience, including your parents. The time from the end of grammar school to the end of college. A time you thought would never end, and then all of a sudden, it's over. And then you find yourself sitting on a gymnasium seat or a museum chair on an afternoon in May, watching your son and daughter transform into an adult as a college graduate. And then it hits you, and you think it was worth it. It was worth it. Of course, the first it are you, the son and daughter, here today. The second it are your parents and their personal journey of challenges, sacrifices, and unconditional love to get you here today. They won't share their it with you. Parents just don't. It's too personal, it's too private. So just hug them today and thank them for their love and their it. In our 50s, we became empty nesters, and we watched our children launch and sometimes relaunch their careers and pursue relationships and got married. We begin our 60s repeating the circle of life by juggling our careers to travel to see our kids, and now look forward to staying home on Saturday night with our granddaughter. We just might rent some old episodes of Love Boat and Fantasy Island on Netflix just to get even. Please accept the small gift you received today from the Office of Alumni Engagement as a keepsake for this special day. Please stay connected with us and your classmates through social media, coming to events, volunteering with programs and activities, and keeping us aware of what is happening with you. For now, enjoy this special day. You've earned it. And before you and your classmates leave this beautiful campus for all the corners of the world, we wish you all the best that life has to offer now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff, for your words and for your commitment to the Alumni Association and the many contributions you make to Niagara University. At this time, I want to offer special thanks to Brother Martin Schneider, CM, our commencement marshal, who has been adorned by his students in theater, for making all of this work with our commencement. Brother Martin, please stand. I would also like to thank the many people who made the events of this weekend possible. A special thanks to Vincent Agnello, JD, Professor of Business Law and Director of the Family Resource Business Center, for serving as Associate Marshal for today's ceremony. I also want to take a moment to recognize Dr. Gary Praetzel. Dr. Praetzel is retiring as the Dean of the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management at the end of this academic year. Dr. Praetzel joined the ranks of Niagara University in 1978. In 2001, he was named Dean of the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management. He has been a great asset to the university and its students for over 36 years. Gary, thank you for your work, commitment, and service to Niagara University. It is customary at this point to call forward the president of the university for closing remarks. And today it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 26th president of Niagara University, the Reverend James J. Marr, CM. Father Marr.
Thank you, Dr. Downs. I also congratulate Dean Praetzel, and I just want to let you know he's not going anywhere. He's staying with us to work as an assistant in my office and with Dr. Downs and myself. So we're delighted, Gary, that you're going to be a vital part of our university community as we go forward. I thank and welcome our trustees, Paul McManus and Father Pat Flanagan, for being here today. Thank you very much. I offer sincere thanks to Andrea Elliott, Dr. Andrea Elliott, for her words of wisdom and her challenging words to all of us. Dr. Elliott is the product of a liberal arts education. Critical thought, wonderful oral and written expression, clarity of thought around complex issues, and most of all, a great example of what we strive for our students to become: the values which lie at the heart of Catholicism and the Vincentian mission, to use all of your gifts and talents, indeed your very life, work, and vocation, to be a voice for those who have no voice. Dr. Elliott, we thank you for being with us today and for your wonderful words and your life example. Thank you very much. I sincerely congratulate the graduates today. I've had the great pleasure this year of getting to know most of you on the campus, and you're wonderful examples of what Niagara students and graduates should and will become. I sincerely congratulate you, and I ask you always to remember, even in the midst of your great abilities and talents that you have demonstrated in and outside the classroom, that none of you stands here today simply by your own efforts. A great faculty, a committed university community, loving parents and families have helped you along the way, been the wind beneath your wings, and enabled you to take these wonderful steps today and the steps that you will take forward into your glorious future. Please congratulate them and give them a round of applause. You are always part now of the Niagara University family. And so I give you your last assignment. Tell the story of Niagara University, wherever you go. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Slowboat, Telegraph, sea, by land, by wind, by air. Tell that story. Tell the story that Niagara's faculty are second to none, that 94% of them hold the highest degrees in their field from universities such as Yale, Harvard, Princeton, Notre Dame, Boston College, Cornell, the University of Pennsylvania, the University of Toronto, Columbia University, New York University, just to name a few. But tell them also that they're not only exemplary in their craft, tell the world also that they're wonderful teachers and researchers, that they care deeply about you and our current students, and they invested in your future. And tell that great story about the wonderful faculty of Niagara University, wherever you go. You owe them a great debt for the knowledge, truth, love, and determination, persistence in which they have supported you and challenged you. I ask our faculty to please stand and be recognized. And I want you to know, as president, we will never take your efforts, your determination, your great commitment, your scholarly work and teaching for granted. We are incredibly enhanced. You are the heart of the university. I sincerely thank you for everything that you do. Tell the story that in your time at Niagara University, 46% of your classmates had the opportunity to do research with a faculty member. 26 points higher than the national average. Tell the story that 3/4 of your classmates had internships at Niagara University. Tell the story that in the last data that we have from your graduating class, 97% were placed in job or graduate schools of their choice. And tell the story that right now Niagara University holds the highest graduation rate of any university and college of Western New York, public, private, or independent. Tell that great story wherever you go about Niagara University. You are always part of the Niagara University family. God bless you, thank you, and God be with you always. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your poignant remarks this afternoon, Father Marr, and thank you for your exceptional leadership on campus and the Western New York region. I would ask you to please remain in your seats as the recessional leaves the building. I declare this commencement ceremony of the Niagara University College of Arts and Sciences and the College of Education officially closed. Thank you.